What? What?
There are some people who need it at the back. Do we have more copies?
We have. How many books we need? One? Yeah, keep your hands raised. Keep your hands raised, yeah. Take. Yeah. Yeah, there, some there. Take from Karthik. Here, come. One for Satish. Everybody got? Yeah, keep your hands raised. Until you get the book, keep the hands raised. Take one and pass to who don't have, and if any extra, bring it back. Extra one, please give it here. Yeah, give it back to Karthik. This book has transliteration of Kathopanishad text for those who cannot read Devanagari script. Now, even for those who can read or read imperfectly, it's very tempting to be on the diet of transliteration. So when you get used to the transliteration, then Devanagari proficiency will not come. So, even though you are tempted to open the book, if you have some idea of the Sanskrit script, please practice with the Devanagari. Do not use the transliteration. The transliteration is to help people who don't know the script at all and who are studying for the first time. Then we have the Gita Bhashya with a English translation for chapters 4 and 5. That's all that this book contains. This is a class reader. And this is for people who are registered both in-house students and also day scholars. Okay. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Navadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastuma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Narayanah Paro Vyaktat Andam Avyakta Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Saptadvipa Chamedini. We can put these prayers in the in the group chat. Somebody can help and put that so that everybody will learn quickly. There is a verse applauding or lauding the Gita, and what is that? It says, Gita Sugita Kartavya. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim anyaihi shastra vistaraihi. The Bhagavad Gita must be studied well. Must be studied very, very well. Kim anyaihi, of what use are all the other vistaraihi shastraihi, of all the other shastras which are voluminous in nature. What is the use of all the other shastras? This is a tall claim. How can we say that? Gita alone must be studied very well, and then all the other shastras, all the other books, all the other granthas, the manuscripts, the volumes and volumes of Vedanta, what should you do to them? Take it to the river, because Gita alone must be studied. Obviously, this is a Gita aficionado must be who composed this, correct? A Gita file, yeah, as they say. And only that person will hold this, it's like one could see that this is a little bit of a hyperbole. Too much it is. Hyperbole means great exaggeration. Gita alone must be studied, and everything else, what is the use? Nothing, no, don't even this thing. You make, what is that? Dona of it and put peanuts. That's all. With the other books on Vedanta, you can put your Bhelpuri in it, and then Gita alone must be studied. What is this? How is this such a tall claim? Usually when there is such a tall claim, then you say, okay, there is some exaggeration here. Like those three fellows that were talking. So this is a very old, this is the Cold War story, okay, made up story. And what is the Cold War story? Three fellows were talking. One was, of course, Russian fellow. Cold War means Russia has to feature in, otherwise it cannot be Cold War story. And so one Russian fellow was there. One American has to be there, because that was the other side of the Cold War. And then, of course, our Desi fellow was also there. Yeah, not to be outdone, he was also there. So these three fellows are talking, and the American says, what does the American say? The American says, our NASA rockets, they scrape the outer edge of outer space. And the other two says, really? No, they go 2 fingers below, that's all. If that's like the ultimate, wherever they can go, they go only 2 fingers down. Oh, okay. And not to be outdone, what does the Russian say? Our submarines, they scrape the bottom of the ocean. Really? I don't think this is correct. Only 2 fingers above, that's all they go. Now the Indian is in panic, he's thinking what to do. What shall I say? How to redeem ourselves and our whole country, because I'm the only one representative of Bharat. I have to make it look good. He too makes a claim. He says, in India everybody eats through their nose. Really? No, only 2 fingers down. So this exaggeration, we know. Just everything, you just pad, you make it muscular, you make it, you flesh it out, you make it have a lot of flesh and bones, and, by the time it becomes a very kritrimam. Kritrimam means falsely put together version. And so it becomes almost unbelievable. This is what we say is the exaggeration. So in the expression Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Anyaihi Shastra Vistaraihi, here also we can say is what? Definitely an exaggeration by a Gita aficionado. Of course, it doesn't mean that the Gita is so important that you throw away all the other scriptures. See, the exaggeration is an exaggeration when something that is finite, having certain contours where it begins and where it ends is padded up and made it into more than something that it is. So it is made into something that it is not. Then you can say it's an exaggeration. But in the case of this Bhagavad Gita, what is the subject matter? Bhagavataha Gita, Bhagavad Gita. And then we already saw in the morning class, Swamiji explained, Bhagavan, word for Lord, word for goddess, same thing. And so Bhagavan means Lord. And what is this Lord? The Lord is the one who has many various kinds of virtues in unlimited measure, limitless measure. What these virtues are, we'll see in the scope of the teaching. But for now, in limitless measure that is there, this is Bhagavan. So, Bhagavataha Gita, Bhagavad Gita, song of the Lord, sixth case. Song of the Lord. So then, what is this Lord? What is this Bhagavan? Limitless. So if you praise the limitless, if you praise the Bhagavad Gita, which is the praise of what? Bhagavan, which is the unfoldment of the nature of Bhagavan as what? As the truth of oneself. That is when we have Vedanta. Otherwise it's not Vedanta. It can be any other Danta, but not Vedanta. Vedanta means this oneness has to be there. Vedanta means this non-separateness between what? Between the jaded, faded, sad, mad, bad jiva who thinks himself or herself to be wanting in every aspect. Every which way you look at it, wanting, this kind of a jiva is equated to the creator, to the maker, to the Jagat Karanam Brahma, the cause of the universe. This itself is an exaggeration. How can I be this? And that is the subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita, the subject matter of Vedanta in general. So an exaggeration is an exaggeration when the finite is made into infinite, but when the subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the infinite Bhagavan, is already what? Finite or infinite? Infinite. So the infinite, can you make infinite into something it is not? No. Infinite cannot become finite, but maybe there is something beyond infinite. Beyond infinite, is it there? Infinite plus 2, how much is it? Infinite. Infinite minus 3, infinite. Infinite is that which cannot be added to or taken out from, and so no matter how much you exaggerate, give an exaggerated praise of the infinite, it can never be exaggerated, because no matter how much we praise, our mouths, our hands, our heads, whichever we use to praise it, are all what? Finite. So therefore, the expression Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Anyaihi Shastra Vistaraihi is not at all an exaggeration. It is Yathatmya. It is exactly how it is. This is exactly what the Bhagavad Gita is that it says that if you study one thing well, then it's as though you have studied everything else as well. These kinds of expressions are common in the Shastric world. We have one more expression like this concerning the Mandukya Upanishad, Mumukshunam Vimuktaye, for freeing oneself, from samsara, from this constant wanting, from this constant sense of finitude, for freeing oneself, what do we need? Mandukyam eva alam. Alam means enough. Mandukya Upanishad alone, if it is well studied, is enough for moksha. Same thing. In the morning class also we saw one Upanishad, anything that you study well is enough. But then because we have this very strong entrenchment in samsara, in this conviction that I am not enough, I will never be enough. I have to become something more to be acceptable. I have to be acceptable to others in order to be acceptable to myself. So I become a validation hog, looking for validation. Always, in every situation, like a dog panting, Do you see me? Do you love me? Do you care about me? Can I come home with you? This is how it is, especially Rishikesh dogs. You can't go for a walk without. I met one puppy just 2 days back and started following me. And then I said, look, I'm not your mummy, go home. Would not go home. Yeah. After a little while, again I saw it. Again, looking, wandering, going around, and then go home. No, I'm not going. I'm not going home. I'm going to go home with you. Then finally, thank God, it saw one more person, one sadhu walking in front. I said, yes, go there. That's daddy. Go there. Yeah. Then I was free. When we talk about puppy, it is cute. It's a cute story. Oh, you think, you make that, what is that? One heart emoji, and then that sound. What is that? AWWW. How do you pronounce that? Exactly like that. Okay? So then you make that sound. It is cute. But when we think of grown adults behaving like that, uncute, not so cute. Yeah, whole life searching for mummy, whole life searching for daddy, whole life searching for approval, whole life searching for acceptance. Please accept me, please love me, please take care of me, please approve me. Why should anybody approve? But somehow this is what it is. Everybody has this. And that's why Vedanta is not just for Indians. Vedanta is for anybody who has a complex centered on the self. And what is this complex? It's a very complex affair. Nobody cares. I am not lovable to me. Therefore I am not lovable to others. Like this, a series of complaints. Something is not right all the time, everywhere, in all places. So then, one is not able to see that there is a problem centered on the I. It's too much to see. Why? Because this is a culture of blame. This is a culture of criticism. We all participate in it. And then this is a legacy we have taken from the previous generation. They also participated in it. And what do? We also further this. The same criticism, the same pain, same sorrow, and then we can't look at it because too sensitive. Too sensitive because all too often I have been told I am wrong. And so what is the compensatory feature? To blame everybody else. These people are idiots. Arjuna also does this. We'll see that. Lobho apahata chetasaha. He has some long compounds, bahuvrihi compounds for them. These people are those whose hearts, whose buddhi, whose intellect has been kidnapped, abducted by greed. This is a very long thing to say. So, like Arjuna, we also have this roaming finger, the moving finger. This one, that one, this one. If you were not there, my life would be great. We think this, sometimes we even say this. If these people were not there, I would be okay. If there were no environmental injustice, I would be okay. I am mental because of the environmental issues. And then what else? If everybody behaved properly, I would be okay. And then we run out of people to blame. We run out of situations to blame. And then the finger points upwards. Upar kya hai? What is upwards? Stars. Shani is in the wrong place. Shani means Saturn. And this Saturn keeps returning. Okay, it's called Saturn return. What is this? Who is this Saturn and why should he return? And that too in my life. But this is all samsara. Saturn returns. Saturn is always in the wrong place. It is. Yeah. You look at your horoscopes. It will always be in the wrong place. And then Saturn is a teacher, just like Guru. Jupiter is a teacher, and the placement of Jupiter tells who all will come to the ashram. Yes. So if we were to do a horoscope, astrological research on all your horoscopes, there will be some Jupiter involvement in bringing all of you here. Definitely, most definitely. And then Saturn is also a teacher. They both have different methods, that's all. Jupiter says, how nice, yes, your punya is fructifying, you are going to ashram, you are going to Guru Sannidhi, you are going to get this knowledge, how nice. Ehi, come. Asva, sit, please come, please sit, please listen, do Shravanam. Shani, Saturn is also a teacher. Method is slightly different. Yeah. What does Saturn do? Suddenly your shirt is gone. Yeah. What? What happened? Kya ho gaya? Where? Who took it? Why? And all these questions are not answered in class. Oh, then I should bring them to satsang at 8 o'clock? No. Then also they will not be answered. How will they be answered? You sit and meditate upon the questions. You learn by yourself. Suddenly the rug is pulled from under the feet. Then there is no ground to stand on. This is Saturn. Not understanding the teaching methods of Saturn, a very unconventional guru, what do? Blame the stars. And then there is this other pair, Rahu. Okay. And then what's the other one? Ketu. Rahu, Ketu are fixed, they are shadow planets supposedly, but they are shadow of what? Oneself. One's own shadow, it is too difficult to look at, and so astrology, the Shastra brilliantly puts it as shadow planets. Then we can say Rahu is killing me, Ketu is giving me a complex, and both of them are opposites. Rahu says, hoard, take it from this one, that one, bhindi, chindi, cut them up, do this, do that, get it. Divide the world into two. Mine, not yet mine, yet to be mine. This is the world that is divided into two. And Ketu says, all this is of no use. Leave everything. Go to an ashram, study. This is all, ingredients for madness. The two things pulling in two different directions. And you don't know which one will come when. Yes. At least if Rahu preponderates on Wednesdays, we can take care of it because it's a holiday, some time is there. But when will Rahu preponderate? During Upanishad class. Upanishad class, Bhagavad Gita class, or whichever class is going on, Vedanta class is going on. And then Rahu says, don't ask who am I. Don't go here on this self-enquiry. Nothing will happen. You're losing opportunities. Sitting here 3 months, what will you get? No paycheck. Nothing. And then nothing will happen. Everybody will just not even respect you. And then you try to say, nobody respects me in the first place. That's why I'm here. But then Rahu is much more powerful. So like this is the situation. This is what is samsara. Samsara is not out there. Samyak sarati iti samsara. Samyak sarati means it goes along very nicely without any help from you. Samsara is, where is samsara? Samsara is where the head is. Oh, my head is right here, yes. Samsara is in between the two temples. That's why they are called temples. They safely keep the samsara. They enshrine the samsara. That's why it's called temple. And samsara is a mistaken apprehension of oneself. Atma, the Jagat. What is Jagat? World. Jayate, gacchati iti Jagat. Is born, is gone, is the world. And then Ishvara. These are the three areas of obfuscated understanding. Where there is, we cannot say there is no understanding because everybody has opinions. You go into a bookshop, they are rarer and rarer, but when you find one, go in and then go into the self-help section. So it will all be how to build confidence, how to win friends and influence people, how to get rich, not in 3 lifetimes, but quickly. All these things will be there about I, Atma. Then there is enough things about the Jagat also. What makes the Jagat tick? What are the habits of dwarf chameleons? Why should I care about dwarf chameleons? Yeah. This is what it is. Some people are obsessed with that. Whole life they are studying chameleons. And this chameleon, this is all, in a way, it's a portal to Bhagavan, to Ishvara. But if we don't know it, we get caught up in the name and the form. These chameleons, these dwarf chameleons are very interesting. Because it is the life cycle of this chameleon is such that the eggs have to be laid in the winter. And if the eggs are laid in the winter, then the chameleon's eggs will die. It cannot reproduce. The mother is very careful about her babies. So what does she do? She keeps the eggs in her. She refuses to lay the eggs. Very interesting adaptation. She refuses to lay the egg until it's actually almost a live birth. So the egg has become all gooey and sticky and you can see the baby, and then the baby comes out and then it doesn't fall. That sticky substance hangs itself around a branch till the baby is able to dry itself out in the sun and slowly come up and then climb itself back to the mother. Very, very interesting. This whole Jagat is like that, with these kinds of anecdotes and if you look at National Geographic videos, it is all full of these kinds of stories, some of them even better than these kinds of stories. You can get entertained all day long, all life long. This is what is called the Jagat. But the more you know about this Jagat, what do you know? The less you actually know. Like Bhagavan, the Jagat is infinite. The Jagat is a source of curiosity, like this story, but the Jagat is also a cause of fear, both of these because it is not understood properly. The Jagat becomes a cause of fear because it is separate from me. Anything that is separate from me is cause for fear. The cause for fear is a separateness. Dvaitadhi bhayam bhavati. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And so therefore, this is the whole thing called Jagat. And then you will find books on that also in our shop. And then finally, Ishvara. How many Ishvaras? So many Ishvaras, so little time. Ishvara, separate from everything else, made the world and then went away and sat there somewhere in a place called heaven. This is one particular theology. Ishvara, substantive, and all of us adjectival to Ishvara. This is what is called qualified dualism. Vishishtadvaita. And then this first one, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita. And like this, there are so many theologies, so many philosophies. God is one, no, God is many. No, God is in the form of trees, all this. We also say that, but we don't say that God is tree. We don't say that. Tree non-separate from Bhagavan, we say that. That's an entirely different thing, as we shall be seeing. And so therefore there is a whole lot of confusion. And the confusion is because there is misunderstanding. Misunderstanding is the cause of confusion. That's why there is a plethora of all kinds of philosophies, theologies. And then let me also point out that Vedanta is not one more theology, even though the academics describe it that way. They will say, even the ancient academics, this is how they did it, 6 darshanas. Yoga, Sankhya, what else is there? Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purvamimamsa, Uttaramimamsa. All these are what? Theologies, darshanas, ways, viewpoints, points of view. No. This we cannot accept. Why? Because what we call Vedanta, we cannot say it's a point of view. A point of view means what? That there are many, many, many ways of looking at a particular thing. Here there is not an option. It's a choiceless study. Whether the portal of entry is Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads or any of the so-called, what are they called? Prakarana Granthas. Secondary works on Vedanta. Whatever you study, the purport is not to proclaim one more ideology, one more philosophy. We don't need to do that. Instead, what is Vedanta? Vedanta is a view and a way of life with which, conducively, which will take us to this view. It's not a point of view, it is a view, it is the view. So why is it a view? Because it gives us a vista of self-understanding that nothing else in this whole universe is able to give, like was taught in the last class by Swamiji. In the last class also we said, because every knowledge, so anything that comes to know, we come to know something, any object of knowledge can be known either directly or through a means of knowledge. In other words, everything in this world has to be either pramana siddha, pramanaihi siddha, or pramanena siddha, pramana siddha, or it should be what? Svatas siddha. What is pramana siddha? I come to know of this bilva leaf through the organs of the senses. I can see it and then say, this is a leaf of 3 bunches. 3, it always comes in 3. So I can say that by looking at it, I can describe the nature of the leaves. And then what else? I can also smell it. This one happens to be odorless, but there may be some other flowers that have a scent that are available for the olfactory nerves. I can of course touch it. And then if I put it to my ears, nothing happens. This is not emitting any kind of sound. So at least, and then of course I can break off a little leaf and taste it. So at least it is available for 3 means of knowledge to objectify. This is what is called pramana siddha. Pramana, everything in the universe is pramana siddha, is it not? You have to see it, or you have to infer it, or you have to do anything with the 5 sense organs. You have to objectify it with the 5 sense organs, pramana siddha. There is only one thing, and one thing alone in this universe which does not require a pramana. What is that? I. Let me ask my favorite question. What is that? Oh, see, now they also know the question. People who have been around, yeah. Some people go from course to course. Yes. You will learn this in matter of course. So, my favorite question is, are you here? Yes. Only the people in the front answered because they have taken previous courses before. Otherwise, don't think they are very clever because they were also like you beforehand. Yeah. Pehle, they were also like you. They were also looking around. Is this a trick question? What should I say so as to not get into trouble? Yeah. But it's a simple question. It's not a trick question at all. Are you here? Yes. You didn't have to ask somebody. Hello, this is an embarrassing situation, but am I here? I'll do the same thing for you next time the question is asked, but please oblige me this time. You don't need to do that. Swataha means self-evident. Siddha, evident. The self is what? Self-evident self. It is not made evident by a means of knowledge, it is self-evident. No Shastra is needed to tell you you exist. You do not need a certificate of existence for Atma. Atma does not need Aadhaar card, PAN card, passport, anything. Nothing is needed. Why? Because it is self-evident I. This is what makes one very special. That is why this enquiry is also very special, because this self-evident I, how many are there? How many eyes? One. No, but there are so many people in the room. The I in you is the I in me, the I in she, the I in it, the I in everything. Only one I. It's always what? Singular, not plural. Singular I. This singular I alone is there, and then that I is Swatas Siddha, self-evident I. It is not needing a pramana. First of all, it cannot be objectified by a pramana. Why? It is not an object. You can objectify your body. You can say, I have 2 hands, 2 legs. You can objectify your mind. You can say, right now I feel restless. That is objectifying the mind. You can objectify your prana. I am hyperventilating. You can say that. Arjuna says that in the first chapter. We'll see. And then you can say all these things. But then you cannot say, I am objectifying myself. The one that is doing the objectification of the entire universe of names and forms, starting with one's own body, mind, sense complex, cannot objectify itself. Not possible. It cannot objectify itself. And oh, so sad, I, the objectifier of the whole universe, cannot objectify myself. So sad. Nothing sad. You need not objectify. Why? Because you are like an isotope. You are self-shining. Self-shining I. That which becomes evident to me, and everything because of this self-evident I becomes evident to me alone. There is nobody else, nothing else that is needed. I alone am. And so therefore, this whole world of objects and then stands apart from I, the subject. Now, with regard to this threefold division, myself, and then the Jagat, and then Ishvara, there are a lot of misapprehensions, and that is why we need Vedanta, which is not a point of view. When you say 2 plus 2 is 4, is it a point of view? No. It is knowledge. It is indisputable knowledge. Is it not? Yes. You can't say, oh, why do we have to be so fanatic? You can't go and tell a math teacher this. Yeah. Sir, madam, why are you so inflexible? because they marked wrong on your paper and gave you a big anda, 0. Okay? And then you go and say, why do you have to be so inflexible? Why can't sometimes 2 plus 2 be 5? Come on. Let's all get along. Let's all become accommodative. Can we do that? No. Why? Because this is indisputable. We have to see this. You cannot dispute. It is provable. It is provable and it is indisputable. And 2 plus 2 is 4 is also communicable. Is it not? Can it be taught? Hello, give me at least one sign of life, okay? Yeah. I don't ask for much. So, this is indisputable, this is provable, and it is communicable. The fact that 2 plus 2 is 4 is not a matter for belief. Yes, I believe you, madam. You are sarvagya math-wise, and then therefore you must be correct. No matter how much shraddha you have for the math teacher, what do you have to do? You have to work it out yourself. You have to work it out. The child, the first standard child, 6-year-old child, 7-year-old child is taught to use its fingers. 1, 2. Oh, then what else do we need? Another 2. And the child is confused. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Okay, I can only do with this. So, okay, 2 and 2. Then you count 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. And then you come to this conclusion which is irrefutable. Similarly, the conclusion that this Atma is Jagat Karanam Brahma, that this is non-separate from Bhagavan, is indisputable. You can do Shirshasana very easily, but you cannot put this argument on the head. Indisputable, provable, and communicable. This is what this knowledge is. Just because we don't see it as quickly as we want to, and we don't see it because we already have all these notions in the head. How can I be Bhagavan? I cannot be Ishvara. Ishvara is somewhere there. I am Anishvara. These are all the thoughts. Those are conclusions that have to be removed because they do not belong here in the process of this transmission. And that confusion alone, the removal of the confusion, is the bread and butter of Vedanta. That is why it is not a point of view, because it has something to communicate, and that which communicates, that which is the object of communication, is the very subject which is you. So it concerns you greatly, it concerns you dearly, and therefore it is all about I, me. Analysis of the Shastra in Sanskrit therefore is called Mimamsa. It's all about me. It's all about me. And that's why Vedanta is very popular, because you are in the right place. Because it is I-centric. Because the I is, we cannot say, I don't know the I. You cannot say that. If you are a self-evident being, you do know the I. The I is known. But like the rope lying on the ground in twilight, we are getting to a wonderful Vedanta example. Yeah. Like the rope lying around on the ground in twilight, I know something is there, but I do not know what it is. So I can just say, I can go pass by the rope and say, Asti, something is there. Asti kinchit, something is there. I don't know what it is. Na janami. What it is, I don't know. Okay, let me go by. Is that what happens? No. That would be an objective life. But we don't know how to lead that. Instead, what do? Jump. Yeah. Even though it's not a jump rope, it's a rope that makes you jump. English samasa this is. Yeah. A rope that makes you jump. And then what do you say? Snake! Hare, what's the connection between a harmless rope and a biting snake? And all kinds of ishta snakes come in the mind. Cobra, and then what is the other one? Viper, anaconda, python, crate. All these ishta snake species come in the head. What happened here? The rope is visible or not? Yes and no. Partially visible. Something is there, I see, but what it is, I do not see. But then the mind is actively producing. It's a conclusion factory. All kinds of conclusions, all kinds of affirmations, all kinds of negations are taking place in the mind. What kind of mind? Human mind. The question is, why? It is as though Goddess, nature, Prakriti, Mother Nature, poured everything into this upadhi, this body-mind-sense complex. Poured everything and gave it complete self-awareness. Even the little, what was that? Dwarf chameleon is also self-aware. But the self-awareness is inhibited. It knows what to do for the furtherance of its species. It knows what not to do to make the babies subject to predators. That's why it keeps the babies in for so long, so that the predators won't get the eggs and make it into some snack, or it won't die in the winter. And so therefore it knows. She is also intelligent. The chameleon mummy to be is very intelligent. But that intelligence is inhibited and limited enough for the furtherance of the species and for freedom from predators. But in the human being, this inhibition is not there when it comes to self-awareness. The self-awareness is total self-awareness, total freedom to desire, total freedom to think, total freedom to surmise, total freedom to come to all kinds of conclusions. Which means what? This freedom, this total freedom, this uninhibited self-awareness is both a blessing and a challenge. The blessing is the power to desire. We don't see any other species in the classroom wanting Vedanta. Yeah. No, but what about the gecko? That is there because it is eating up some other small things which are also there for the sake of food. And even though people tell me very convincingly with photographic evidence, Swamini ji, my dog is taking your class. Look. Yeah. Photo of poor dog along with an iPad with my face on it, and the dog is made to look. Dog also has prarabdha, okay, yeah. So, and then I will say it is sitting there because you are sitting there. It does not require Vedanta because it doesn't have a complex centered on itself. Otherwise, dogs don't have complexes. Cats also don't have complexes centered on themselves. Cows also, you see them. Otherwise, the poodle will say, I refuse to be taken out for a walk looking like this. You have made me look like a cheerleader. All these pom-poms everywhere, these big round things. You have pruned me like a tree. What are you doing to me? I refuse to go out looking like this. I want to be natural. It doesn't say that. And sometimes If you go into rural areas and see bullock carts, they will have these bulls, and then one horn will be like this, the other horn will be somehow like this, coming forward, and the other one is on the side. And then the owner, the farmer, would have put some bells so that it jingles along, and the bull is merrily carrying the bullock cart, no problem at all. It is not saying I should save up for some horn replacement surgery. This is unacceptable. This is looking terrible. Oh, why me? Why God has made me like this? Or is my shani in the wrong place? It doesn't. It does not. It could care less. It does not have a complex centered on itself. This is the challenge. The blessing is the ability to desire, the ability to Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti. What's the other one? Kriya Shakti. The ability to desire, the ability to gain knowledge, including the knowledge of the self, and Jnana Shakti, that is, and then Kriya Shakti, the ability to create. All this is there. This is the blessing. And what is the handicap? What is the challenge? That I have the freedom to judge myself and to judge everybody else. And this self-judgment is the bane of the human condition. That's why this Vedanta is the antidote to take away self-blame and self-judgment. Samsara is self-blame, samsara is self-judgment. Just like I judged the rope and immediately thought what? Snake. Where is the snake? The snake is in the head in the form of my own fears and my own distaste. And it is projected powerfully onto the rope that is free of snakiness. Rope is not snaky at all. But I just do what is called a projection, a transference. The fear which is in the head is transferred onto something that is kind of known, kind of unknown. Same thing with this eye. The I is kind of known. Are you here? Yes, I'm here. But please don't ask the next question. What is the next question? Who are you? Then all kinds of complexes, all kinds of fears, all kinds of pains and sorrows come tumbling out. This is the problem. And therefore, Vedanta is self-correction, correction of the self and the rescuing of the self from all the wrong ideas, ideologies, notions that I have mistaken the I to be. This is what Vedanta is. This is the subject matter also of the Bhagavad Gita. Is removing this mistake, these mistakes, that I am unacceptable to everybody and I am unacceptable to myself. I am insecure. Therefore what? I have to make myself acceptable. I have to become secure. So then the wrong premise leads to wrong pursuits, which is what? Artha, kama. Even dharma, there is a modicum of self-acceptance there. This is also done for self-acceptance. I want other people to approve of me. These are the three primary goals, pursuits in human beings, not just in India, but all over the entire universe. Dharma is golden rule. Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Do not do unto others as you don't want them to do unto you. This is not enforceable. How many laws will the poor governments of the world make? Because the human brain is infinitely smarter, they will think of one more situation, one more scenario. So therefore this is enforced mutually. You ask anybody, do you want to be cheated? What will be the answer? No. Absolutely, I don't want to be cheated. Do you want to be lied to? No. Do you want to be defrauded? No. Do you want your possessions to be taken away? No. Do you want your loved ones to be taken away? No. Do you want to be the object of gossip? No. Do you want there to be a, sliming tendency, meaning bad things are said about you? No. Answer to this is any of these questions or similar ones, the answer is universally no. And this means what? I should not do that to others. So otherwise what? Other people will also do it for me. This is dharma, to be able to live very easily in the universe. Harmoniously we want to live. There is a self-interest in living harmoniously with others. So this is what is called dharma. This is the first purushartha. Purushartha means sarvaihi purushaihi arthyate. By all beings, this is prayed for, this is asked for, this is what is wanted. Even if you say, I am not a very dharmic person, I am not so in dharma is boring, I am not interested in dharma. Do you want other people to be dharmic towards you or not? Yes? Don't be doubtful. The answer definitely is yes. Even though we are whispering the answer should be loud and clear, yes. I want other people to be dharmic towards me. Therefore what? I should be dharmic towards others. Even a thief wants everybody to be dharmic towards him. There was a story in the paper. It came in the news. 2 thieves, they just said, this is what we will do. We will get some drugs. They stole it from some other thief also. And then what happened? They said, you have contacts and I have the stuff. So together we make a great team. Let's shake hands on this. And then we will go sell these drugs and make quick money. They entered into a nice covenant of sorts, a nice contract. Then they went to sleep. And then when they went to sleep, the only one fellow woke up. The other one was already scared. He looked around. All the drugs are gone. Packets are gone, which he had kept inside his coat. Everything is gone. And the contacts the other person already had. This is how they had come together. Contacts also gone, drugs also gone. He was so outraged, he called the police. I have been stolen from. And what will the police ask? What is the question? What was stolen? Oops. Yeah, can't say drugs. Because he will only go in the behind the bars. And so therefore what? So the dharma is so much popular. Dharma is so universal. Everybody wants dharma. Therefore it is the first purushartha. The first thing we learn to pursue. The first thing actually we need to master before coming into Vedanta or as we are studying Vedanta. Then what? Second one is artha, security. Security means that which is insecure is to be made secure. What is insecure? Me, of course. Look, everybody is out to get me. I am insecure. Somebody shady is following me. I am insecure. I am convinced somebody is doing something. I am insecure. No, nobody is doing anything. No, then that means they will do something tomorrow. Therefore, I am insecure. I don't have enough money. I am insecure. I don't have enough of a reputation. I am insecure. How do you know you don't have enough of a reputation? I googled myself and only 2 pages came. And so therefore, I am insecure. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have people-wise insecure. Time-wise insecure. Money-wise, of course, insecure. Pujya Swamiji used to say, I can make the richest person a pauper in 1 minute. How? Simple. I'll ask him for a donation for the ashram. What will they say? Even the richest billionaire will say, Swamiji, it's all tied up. Reality, he's the one tied up. But this is what they will say. Swamiji, I don't have. Sorry, another time, next time. Security. Artha. This is the second Purushartha. And all of the life is gone in getting security, in gaining security. Then what else do we have? One more Purushartha is there, because all work and no play makes somebody very, very dull. And so we need play, we need some aesthetic pursuits in life. Go see a painting, listen to some music, go see a film, go see a play, something. All this comes under Kama, various kinds of pleasurable activities. In the ashram, it is Bhandara. What sweet is made today, tomorrow. And so all together it is called what? Kama. Kama, all desirable pursuits is called Kama here. And then finally, Moksha, freedom from a sense of want, freedom from a sense of insecurity. Now, even though technically there are 4 Purusharthas, what the Gita posits is that there is only one. This is what Vedanta stand is. How do you make 4 into 1? You look at all of them. Put dharma aside, So you make 3 into 1. How do you make 3 into 1? First, let us look at the pursuit called security. What is this pursuit called security? What is the premise? The premise is, I am insecure, I have to become secure. The premise itself is wrong. Why is it a wrong premise? Because if you were really insecure, you would also be insecure when? In sleep. Is anybody insecure in sleep? No. If anybody said yes, please see me after class. So, nobody is insecure in sleep. In sleep, nobody is insecure. During the waking, as soon as you get up and stretch, the insecurities also wake up and stretch. That shows what? That only in the waking state there is insecurity, not in the sleep state. This itself is a contradiction. It is called Vyabhichara. There is a contradiction. Which is real? The secure me is real, or the insecure me is real? Somebody said both at the same time. Little bit of security is there, little bit of insecurity is there. This is what life is all about. Okay, let us even examine this. Is this acceptable to you? No, it is not. What do you want? Security. In fact, the insecurity is eschewed, kept at bay. I don't want to have anything to do with it. It is the most distasteful thing in the universe. I do not want to be insecure because I'm tired of becoming secure through various actions. Actions. Dharma is also action-based. Artha, security is also what? Action-based. So what kind of actions to become secure? Get educated, become educated, then get a job, become employed, and then get married. Insecure plus insecure. Yes, superbly insecure, doubly insecure, infinitely insecure. Not infinite, but infinitely insecure. Get married and then have children. Aham, avam, vayam. So, yes, I, we both, and us all. That also doesn't help, still insecure. So that shows that this insecurity is notional, it is not real. And anything that is notional cannot be disbanded by action. Anything that is notional must be, the antidote for that is what? The correct knowledge. The wrong notions are dismissed and the correct understanding is gained. That is the only antidote possible, and that is all that is there. This is why we don't accept the premise that you are insecure and you have to be made secure. Same thing with the third Purushartha. What is the third Purushartha? Kama. This Kama also assumes that one is sad and one needs something to contact in order to become happy. This also is a big bore. All lies. This is not the truth at all. Because you cannot say the object alone makes me happy. If the object were making you happy, it should make you happy all the time. All the time it should make you happy, like my favorite example, what is that? Chocolate cake. It should make you happy all the time. Yeah, it makes me happy all the time. Well, it does not. Why? Because if you have a stomach upset and somebody brings you a big chocolate cake, you will say, take it away, I can't even look at it. What happened? Up till now it was making you happy, suddenly it doesn't make you happy. Or a same chocolate cake, you are presented after you have had a terrible argument with a significant other. Will you feel like eating it? No. So therefore, even though the chocolate cake may be the subject matter of the kama, of the desire, many factors have to come in. There are many slips between the cup and the lip. So in order to become one with the chocolate cake, in order to say first aha and then swaha, in order to do that, many things have to happen. Many things have to align themselves, many factors. Mood should be there, karana, the stomach should be working properly, desire should be there, all three. The enjoyer, the person in the form of the enjoyer must be intact, and the object of enjoyment must be available at the proper place, at the proper time, in proper measure. Because if chocolate cake is dear to you, that does not mean you can eat 10 pieces. After third piece, you will say, take it away. So all these things have to align for object-induced happiness. Object-induced happiness is based on what? The subject happiness, which is non-induced natural happiness of the I, the subject, which is the source of all happiness. This is what we will study in the Bhagavad Gita. This is what we are going to understand at length. This is why Kama is also a dead-end pursuit. Action-based pursuits are dead-end pursuits because the problem is not lack of action. The problem is not knowing the truth. Not knowing the truth of the self and being free enough to come to wrong conclusions. The wrong conclusions need to be taken away, and this is the fourth pursuit, moksha. If I pursue moksha, all the other three are included because it is called Parama Purushartha, the ultimate Purushartha. Purushartha means the ultimate pursuit. Because all three are included. What is moksha? Freedom from defining myself as a lacking, wanting, desiring being. That is the real freedom. That is freedom from samsara. Because as long as I see myself as an insecure, lacking, wanting, demanding being, there will always be sorrow. And so therefore, this has to be remedied. And therefore, the study of Vedanta has to begin, which corrects these notions. All that we are doing is correction of notions so that we can irrefutably prove that you are Brahman. This is what can be proven. This is what can be communicated also. How? We will see in the next session. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्री गुरुभ्यो